we're not watching the video. I'm going to pause it where I want you to write things down so that you have things on your chart. I'm not writing down, you're going to write them down, but I am going to give you the pictures that I want you to have on your chart. All right, that's going. All right, so let's look at, all right, let's start with the first question. Your chart. And then I'm going to pull up the video and we're going to make sure that you have at least a protein row filled in. Okay, so again, if you had not done your chart, because some people are still asking, how do you do a chart? You go, and I'm doing mine in Word. This is a Word document. I don't know how you do yours, but either way, you want to go to Insert. You wanted to select a table. And I'm adding water to mine, so we want to have, whoops, hold on. All right, so we've got 5 macromolecules and we've got 6 columns going across. So that's what you wanted to do. You're going to put your title up at the top, but you're going to make a chart. You're going to have to save it as a document. But right now, don't worry about you're not downloading my picture. I don't have this. What's on your screen right now that I'm sharing? I don't have downloaded in anything that you have. You are creating this document. Okay, so how you save it is up to you. But you do need to make sure you save it because we're going to keep adding stuff to it. And eventually it's going to be a study guide for you. So I have not created this in an assignment folder. You are making this. Okay. All right. This is a graphic organizer of your creation. Question. Somebody came in.
So, do we write in the box, or do we like just put a picture and then put a heading?
No, you're going to put, I'm so in a minute, I have this up because I did this with the last class and I didn't want to take it down, but I'm going to pause the video in places and tell you what to write in each column. So you should have something written
Okay.
in each column. So I'm gonna go back over that. But right now, I just want to make sure everybody has a chart to put it in. Okay, and I'm not even going to give you the pictures just yet. I want you to do the writing first. Okay. Right now, I am in Word. This is a Word document. So I guess you could do a Google Doc. Okay. And if you click on Insert, so again, I'm doing this in Word. If I click on Insert and I want to create a table, and my table, I already have the heading up, but my table has 6 columns. So I'm just going to go over 6 boxes. Is that 6? 6. That looks like too many. I can't see this morning. And then I have 5, in addition to my title row, I have 5 macromolecules that I want to have. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when I click on this, so now this box is shaded, it will just create, and I hope, where's my cursor? Because I don't want it to go where I don't want it to go. I did. Okay, I didn't want it to do that. All right, let me get this out of this box. But in any case, when you click on it, it will create what you asked it to create. And I want to delete this now. Okay, I want to delete the whole thing, delete the table, because I didn't want it in there. All right, so I'll do that again, just to go through it again. You're going to, and hopefully it'll make it outside of my box and not inside. All right, so you want to go to Insert, you want to hit Table, you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. That's how many columns you want. You want 5 rows down, so you want to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you finish and you click on, let's just put it back in there. But in any case, that's how you create the table. And once you've created it, then you can add words. Let me delete this again because that's not where I want it. All right, so once you've done that, you can type your headings in the first row across. You're going to type your words in the columns going down. Like I said, we're going to start with protein. So I'm going to go to the video. I'm going to tell you, put this in your first column, second column, and then I'm going to come back to this and then show you, and I'm going to give you the pictures to add. So don't go researching pictures because I want you to have these pictures. Okay. All right. Hold tight. Let me get to the recording. All right. So again, on your home page, you have something called class videos. So you want to go there. And right now there are 3 videos listed. So the video that we want is macromolecules.
Hi everyone, so today we're going to talk about biological
All right, so we've
macromolecules.
already
So let's
watched
get
this
started.
video.
So what are biological
So I'm going to
macromolecules?
pause it and I'm just going to take it to where I want you to be. So we started with proteins on our chart, so I'm going to get to where she's talking about proteins. All right, this is where everybody needs to pay attention because you're going to write this down on your chart. All right, so your first column is function. So this last third bullet gives you the function of a protein. Okay. They make enzymes. They help with movement. So like your muscle tissues are made up of proteins. They are structure, and by structure they mean these cell membranes are all made up of a protein structure, and they are for transport. So different molecules for transport. So all of that goes in your first column for function. And your second column says, what is it distinguished about them? You can write down that it folds into complex shapes. Your third column says monomer. And you want to write amino acid because the amino acid is the basic unit of structure for a protein. And then in your fourth column, you have polymer, and you want to write what's down here at the bottom of this picture, a polypeptide chain. That's what you call the monomer for protein. And we're going to leave the example box empty for now. Okay. You don't have to take a screenshot. You have a copy of this video in your on your playlist, so you have access to this video as well. So you don't have to take screenshots. And again, I'm going to give you the pictures that I want to go in the box, and it's not this one. Okay. It's the last bullet. The function is the last bullet. Give me 1 second. All right, everybody good? Everybody good? All right, so again, your last column says examples. We're going to come back to that because we want examples like foods, and then all of your tissues like muscle tissues and things like that would fall into the category of proteins. Your skin is made of proteins. All the meat that you eat is protein. Eggs are protein. So there's a lot of things that you can put in that box. And I'm going to leave that one up to you. All right, your next box, I believe, is carbohydrates. Or I should say your next row. All right. The second bullet is your function. Second bullet is function. All right, I'm missing somebody. So it is for quick energy and structural support. That's what we need carbohydrates for. Quick energy and structural support. We're going to leave the second column empty for a minute, and we're going to skip over to monomer. Monomer, you want to make sure that you write the word monosaccharide. So that's the first bullet. Monosaccharide is your monomer. So in other words, and they have it pictured here. And again, don't worry about the pictures. I'm giving you pictures. I'm going to actually copy it and paste it into the chat so that you can copy and paste it onto your chart. Polymer, you want to write polysaccharide. So that's over in the picture, the heading on the picture. So in your column for polymer, write polysaccharide. Examples, you can write glucose, starch, and cellulose. Glucose is a sugar, for those of you who don't know. Starch, things like bread and rice and things of that nature. Cellulose is the material that's in plants. It helps them with their cell wall. All right. I cannot go on because I thought we did at least this much last class. Did we do this much last time?
No. What do I put in for the features?
Distinguishing feature, leave that empty for now. We might just say that the monomer is a hexagon shape. We'll leave that empty for now. So your feature box is empty, your distinguishing features are empty for now. So all your other columns should have something in it. Okay. Your next column your table disappeared. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, it's been that kind of day. Tables disappearing, showing up. You didn't see any of the stuff for the chart. I don't understand what you mean by that. All right, let me I'm gonna switch back for a minute. All right, hold on. I'm gonna come back to the video in just a second. All right. This is what your chart should look like. Okay, you made the chart. First row should be protein, so that's in your first box. What you should have gotten from the video notes is the importance of what a protein. You can make it bigger by just if you did it in Word, like you see how this line thing here, when you put this on the line, you can drag it and make it as big as you like. Also, once you start typing and putting things in the box will expand anyway. Okay. All right, since I'm here, let's just do this. Distinguishing features for a protein. I'm going to copy this and let me make sure it's going to everyone. All right, I'll paste this. Copy. Why is it not pasting? Well, this worked so nicely last class. It won't let me paste it. Copy. Let's see what. I'm just going to experiment with something for a minute. It will not let me paste the picture in your. Wow. I gave the other class all the pictures by just putting it right here in the chat. Because I want you to have these pictures and not have to go searching up pictures. All right, anyway, other distinguishing features about protein is there are 20 of them. 20 different kinds of amino acids. So that should go under distinguishing features. Let me try this one. I'm copying. Okay, let me try it this way. Control C. Control V. There we go. It's just, you have to find a different way to skin a cat. I see it, but then I don't see it. It's just sending you an empty box. Why is it doing that? Why is such a good idea and turning out to be not a good idea? Ah. All right, let me go from the original then. We're going to stick with proteins. Let me look up amino acids. I didn't want you to have to do this, so I was trying to get the pictures for you without. So just, are those boxes that I just sent blank for you? Because I'm seeing blank boxes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let me, I don't know why it's not doing it. All right. All right, this is one. Copy the image. All right, it'll let me do it from the internet. It just won't let me do it from my document. All right, so I sent you the one that's the monomer. So the picture I just sent you, copy and paste that into your monomer box. What did I have? All right, so that's the one for the monomer. Okay, this one.
This is for protein, right?
This is for protein. So that's an amino acid. That is the structure of an amino acid. Let me go ahead and use this one for you guys. All right. This one, you're going to put in the box. It's bigger than I want it to be, but I have a different picture on mine, but you can use this one. For that first box where I have underneath where you wrote 20 different amino acids, put this picture that I just sent you. It's a little different than the one I have, but that's okay. All right, there are 20 different kinds of amino acids, so put that in distinguishing features. And now I'm going to look for the last one. See if I can't find that exact picture. Mm -hmm. I thought I was going to be saving time by already having the pictures on the box. All right, actually, this is the one. So let me send you this one. Use this one instead. So ixnay the first one I just sent you and use this one because that's the one I have on my chart. And that actually has 20 amino acids. They have abbreviations. So right now you don't need to know what they are. You just need to know that there's 20 of them. So use that one instead, and then use this one for your polypeptide box. Whoops. Oh, wait a second. I did not send that to everybody, did I? Okay. Ah. All right. Somebody asked me a question and then it did not go to everybody. All right, this one is going in the polypeptide box. Someone said, how do you copy? You're just going to click on the picture, hit copy, and then you're going to drag it to your chart. There we go. That went to everybody now. All right, click on the picture, go to your chart, Let me go back to mine. And you actually click in the box and hit paste, the picture will actually show up in your box. Okay, that's all you got to do. So the picture that I'm putting in the chat, click on it, copy, go to your chart, hit paste. Put your cursor in the box where you want it to go. Hit paste, and it should show up in the box. Okay, so now you have the one that I have. And then you have, actually this one is slightly different. The one I sent you is slightly different. Let me see if I can't find the exact one that I have. This one, kind of like that better. Okay. Yeah, that's a better one for your polypeptide. Okay. And I think that's the one I have. No, it's not, but it'll do. What you have, that'll do. I'm not going to change it again. All right, so what you should be able to see from that is that you have a chain of amino acids all linked together. They can be all, one of the things that's unique about them is it folds on top of each other, or they form links that connect. There's my late person. Oh, and I'm going to ask you to, good morning. I'm going to ask you to check the video, but start where we are. Okay, you're kind of late, but we're going to start where we are. Okay, what do you mean that what goes where? All right. Let me see if I can zoom my chart a little bigger. There we go. That's too big. All right, I just sent you pictures. And you want to put those pictures in those columns. Okay? That's where you want to have those pictures. You have writing in those? Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to stay right here for a minute. I'm going to stay right here for a minute.
Are we not supposed to write? I wrote in them, and
yes,
I put the picture.
You are. I don't have the writing in mind that I told you to write, but you should have writing in yours.
Okay, so you should have writing and a picture.
Yes, the writing that I told you to put in from the video, that's what you should have in there. And then we're adding pictures to that. I don't have the writing in on mine, but you should have it on yours. And I'm going to sit here for a minute so all of those of you who are confused can catch up. Okay? Like I said, I'm going to sit here for a minute. Does everybody have a chart? Does everybody have a chart? If you don't have a chart, let me know. All right, well, you're late. You need to catch up because we showed everybody how to make a chart. Actually, we did that 2 days. Everybody should have a chart. Actually, I'll briefly go through that again, just brief, real quick. And then because you came late too, I've been putting pictures in in the chat. Folks, y'all got to be on time for class. All right, I'm putting because when you come in late, the things that are in the chat, you're not going to have access to because they just won't show up for you until you're not going to have access to the chat until you enter the chat. So everything I just put in the chat, you don't have access to. So you got to be on time, dear. You got to be on time. All right, I'm going to come out of this just a little bit. There. All right, so again, I did this in Word. I did mine in Word. You might be doing yours in Google Docs, but in any case, you want to insert and you want to create a table. And your table should have 6 columns. And it's going to have 5 rows. So when you just shade it like that, it will, and then when you finish, I don't want to click because it's going to put it in a box and I'll have to delete it. But once you finish creating the table, click on it, it automatically makes the table for you. Okay. And then all you have to do, see that, put it in the box where I didn't want it to go. All right, so I'm going to delete that out of my box because that's not where I want it to be. All right, let me come down here. All right, there. All right, and we're not chatting in the chat. We're not chatting. We're not chatting. We're not chatting. All right, I'm sorry you had to go to the dentist. I'm so sorry about that. But it doesn't change the fact that I now have to repeat all of this. All right, so again, table, columns, rows. All right, so that creates the table. All right, to make it bigger, for example, if you just start typing in here, so I write molecule in that space. And I just spelled molecule all kind of wrong. All right, and then I drag on the box below it. I can make that box bigger. All you have to do is put it on the line and it'll drag and make the box bigger. So if I paste the
Can
picture
I
in the
help one of
box,
the students?
it'll automatically, who needs help?
No,
All right.
I'm trying to help Avani copy what you do for the picture. If you're hopefully your screen is touchscreen, but hold down on the
Oh,
picture and then it'll say copy image.
ah,
Copy it and then go to your doc, click where you want to put it, and then hit Control V, and it will paste. And if you don't have touchscreen, you can hold down on your mouse pad on the picture, and you can drag it over to the doc. And then for Junior, what you put for polymer proteins, I think she said put polypeptide. I don't know how to say it, and then put the chain, and then
polypeptide.
put polypeptide, and then put the picture.
Okay, so far that's all you got. We're not, mine has more pictures than yours right now, so don't worry. We're only on proteins right now. We haven't gotten past protein. Thank you, Imani. I forget you all have touchscreen. I don't have touchscreen, so I'm clicking on the picture and I'm copying it and I'm pasting because I have two screens going on, so I can't drag it like you can drag it. Okay. See, Imani's the superhero. All righty. Imani, take a bow. Okay, is everybody good now? Malaysia, you still cold in your face like, no, you're not. What can we do for you? Ah, Malaysia, what can we do for you before we go on? I want to make sure everybody's good. So your brain is fried, Andrew. All right, you're not telling me what you need, so I'm going to go on. All right, so again, you have writing in your boxes that I asked you to put in the box from the video. All right, so when I go to carbohydrates, you have writing in your boxes from carbohydrates, right? You have what carbohydrates do. You have that the um, monosaccharide is a monomer. You have a polysaccharide. For that much you should have in your box from the video. So now I want to share the pictures with you. And apparently that was not working for me. Let me see. I really don't have to look these all up again. Yeah, it's going blank. So, all right, so I have to look all these up too. Not a problem, not a problem. All right, so I am adding pictures to the words you already wrote. All right, so let me back up just a little bit to that too. So I'm going back to the video, which I'm looking at in your, well, I was looking at it. Okay, I'm looking at it from,
Hi everyone. So today we're going to talk about biological macromolecules. So let's get
and
started.
we're not talking about it. We're just going to look and fill in the box. All right, so again, notice where I found the video. So again, if you need to go back and fill in some information, you're going to go to your recordings and you're going to watch the video again, and you can get this information from the video. All right, so what you should have on your chart already under function is the second bullet. You should have typed that into the box. All right, and we're leaving the specialty box empty. The monomer is a monosaccharide. You have typed that into your box already. So when I give you a picture, the picture is going under what you already put in the box. Under polymer, you have to look at the picture to get that one. It is a polysaccharide. That's the name of the polymer. So the monomer is a monosaccharide, meaning one. So saccharide is a sugar unit. Okay, carbohydrates are sugars. So a saccharide is a sugar unit. So we have a one sugar unit, and poly means many. And so in the picture, you see that there are many of those. The thing that we're going to put in the distinguishing feature is that a sugar molecule can be a hexagon or a pentagon in structure. Because when we look at DNA, it's got the sugar for that one is a ribose sugar, and it's a pentagon. It's not a hexagon like that. Okay, so we'll talk about that later. Right now, you just have monomer, polymer, and your examples are glucose, starch, and cellulose. All right, so these are words that you have typed into your box. Is everybody with me? You're not with me. All right, when you type that into your box, the box should get bigger. Okay, let me go back to my box. All right. All right, let me type. So in this box, and see mine right now is gigantic, so that's not going to really demonstrate what I want you to do. All right. Well, let me do it over here. See, right now I can't make it smaller because I got stuff in there. I can make that smaller. All right. So if you type in glucose, starch, all right, that's what should go in that box. Up here, we can write things like meat, and cellulose. Be nice if I could spell. Okay, there we go. You're gonna understand because right now we're just filling in a chart. So we're going to have to use this. We're trying to create a chart of information that you can use later. So we got to get this chart right so that you have a good study tool. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to give you some pictures to put on the chart. So now so let me make it bigger so that you know that. All right. So I'm going to try to get the pictures that I have on mine, and we're just doing this for carbohydrates. So I'll try to I have to get these pictures all over again. And you could do this, but I don't want you to put any old picture on there. So I'm looking up the pictures and I'm giving you the picture that I want you to have. All right, so this is the picture. I'm just putting that one in the chat. That's the picture that goes in your monosaccharide column. Now, what they're giving you are 3 different monosaccharides. So the structure for glucose, that is a monosaccharide. Fructose, all sugars have a different structure. So fructose is a pentose sugar. It's only 5-sided. And galactose looks kind of like glucose in that it's a 6-sided sugar. But each one of these, so this is 3 different monosaccharides. Okay? So put that picture in your box so that it looks like my box, like that. Okay? And underneath that or above it, you have the word monosaccharide. Let me see if I can do this without messing up the box. Mono. Actually, I don't even have to type it because it's already in the picture. But you had already typed the word in there, so it don't matter. Alicia, why are you holding your head so hard? Talk to me. Tell me what you need. You gotta come off mic. I gotta come off mute. I can't hear you. You're not talking to me. I can't help you if you don't talk. All right, while you're thinking about that, I'm gonna go get the other picture. All right, so that's 3 different single units. Okay, even though there's 3 of them there, each one of them is different. So each one of them is a monosaccharide. All right, so let's get the polysaccharides now. And then we'll try to find the one that I found before. And if I don't, I'll just give you a new one. Oh, but I like this one. So we're going to do this one. All right, because this is the same way we had different monosaccharides, we're going to have different polysaccharides. All right, in fact, I'm going to change the picture on my chart to match yours. All right, so I'm going to take this one out for me, and I'm going to put the picture that I just gave you in there. All right. Are we all together? All right, do I need to wait for somebody? You shaking your head? No, I need to wait. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to go any further till you get that in your box. Anybody need money to explain that to you again? How to copy and paste it out of this and put it on your chart. Well, you're going to get it. And I'm going to stay with the pictures today, and then we'll go back and put in the functions later. But since I got the pictures up, all right, Andrew, what you need? Well, I can't help you with the therapy part. But are you able to copy and paste the picture into the box? Like you said, you all have touchscreen because you all are using Chromebooks. So if you are doing two screens, are you able to drag it from one place to the other? Is that what you're saying, Imani? You can do that?
You said what?
All right, because I can't do that. So I have to
What?
actually,
What?
I actually have to, like you said, save it and then
Oh yeah.
control V and put it in the box. But you need to make sure your cursor is in the box where you want it to go before you say control V for it to copy into the box. Okay? All right. So right now you all
Yeah, I
have
have a
writing
question.
on. Yes. What's your
What
question?
do I find the first picture for Polymorph?
This one for proteins.
Yeah.
All right. I think I gave you a different picture than that. Let me go back up here and see what picture I gave you. But it should be something like that. Where'd the picture go? Oh, I stopped put, no. Hmm. I gave you a picture similar to that, but I think it was a different one. But let me see if I can give you another one, give it back to you again. Why is it not in the chat still? That's the polysaccharide. That's the saccharide. Where's my protein picture? I'm trying to scroll back till we get, there it is. Okay. And if you scroll back, all right, I'm gonna give you the protein picture again, and I'll change it on my chart as well. Okay. And I'm gonna give this to everybody. Paste. All right. So I'm gonna change my chart to include that picture up here. I'll delete this. And so you're gonna put the picture I just put in the chat right there. And maybe that was what was confusing because you had a different picture than I had. Okay, and that's okay. Was that the confusion? That I had a different picture? Okay, because I like this one better. All right. So everybody has, so now we all have the same pictures on our chart. Yes. All right. Good. All right. We're going to try to get through. All right. So and like I said, you have writing on yours, but I'm trying to get you to have pictures. All right. So we're going to get to lipids and for lipids. Where's my video? There we go. Alrighty. It keeps disappearing.
Hi, everyone. So today we're going to talk about biological macromolecules. So let's get started.
We're trying. Okay, lipids. Okay. So this is what you need to write in the boxes for lipids. Everybody with me? Everybody on the row that says lipids. So we're on our third row now. Okay. I'm gonna stop. Is everybody on lipids? All right, the function of our lipids is this the last bullet. So you want to type that in your first box. Stores energy, allows insulation, and builds membranes. That goes in your function box. We're not going to put any pictures in the function box. You just have words. And I will give you a minute to get that done. All right, y'all don't, I know it's Friday and we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. So don't have a meltdown. We're gonna get it done. The picture that I just sent you didn't load. It might take a minute. And push come to shove, I mean, you can do what I'm doing. Just go to images and find you a picture. If my pictures that I'm sending you are not working, then you have to do it on your own. I'm trying to help you and do it for you, but it's becoming a very difficult task. All right, specialty. This one does have a specialty in that it has a hydrophobic, the monomer has a hydrophobic and a hydrophilic part. And we will get I am going to give you a picture like the one over here later, but right now we're just writing words. So the specialty is and hydrophobic, if you remember when she was talking, means, and phobias, you're scared of something. So the end of the molecule that is hydrophobic does not like water, hydro. It doesn't like water. It repels water. All right, hydrophilic end of it does like water. Okay, so that's what that means. So that going to in your special feature box. All right, we need to look at the picture so that you get your monomer. Your monomer is a fatty acid. And your polymer is a triglyceride. So that goes in your next box. And again, I will send you pictures to go with that. Sometimes the picture is labeled and sometimes it isn't. So it just helps to have those words in the box. And then your examples, your last column, fats, oils, phospholipids, and steroids. Okay. All right. So and I really want okay, back over here. All right, so now we want to put in our pictures. Okay. So let me get you a picture. Yay, I found the one that I had before. All right, so copy image. Everybody. Okay. All right, so I sent you the image that should go in your monomer box. All right. The thing that's kind of complicated about a fatty acid is that it has and like we were talking about before, the hydrophilic and hydrophobic, and let me get that picture too. But you see it has this long chain dangling from what they call a hydroxyl group end. And then let me try this. All right, I'm going to find the picture that I have on my chart because that's a good picture. Mm-hmm. There it is. All right, so the picture that I sent you is what you should have in your triglyceride box, and it very nicely shows you that is not a very clear. It very nicely shows you that but the tri means there are 3 sets of fatty acid molecules linked together. So that's what's so nice about that picture. I'm trying to get you another picture for the first box that I don't have right now on mine, but we're going to put it there. Okay. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, and we're going to put this picture in the box for special structures. So I'm going to put it on mine because I didn't have it on there before. All right, so what I just gave you was that box, and then this box over here under special structures, we talked about it having a phospholic head and a phosphobic tail. Okay, there we go. I'm like you, it's Friday. Sometimes it's hard to say these words. All right, so you should have 3 pictures on that one. So I'm going to zoom out of this, not that much, but okay, and we're going to stop there. So we'll do nucleic acids and waters next time, but I'm going to stop right there so everybody can catch a breath. Everybody can make sure that they have those 3 pictures in their boxes. And if I move this up just a little bit, why aren't you moving? Up, it won't move. We got to make that a little smaller, then it'll move. There. And then that way I can make.
You
But
write
you see
in
how
the box and you put the picture in the box. She may not have all the writing, but yes, you write what she put on the YouTube video in there, and then you put the picture in it as well.
because I don't have any of the writing. All the writing that I told you to write down, I don't have on my box, but you should have that on yours. And you're adding the picture to it. Okay. And again, the video for you and today's lesson, once we stop class, I'm adding that to the playlist so you can go back and watch how confused we were this period all over again. And so it'll be added to the playlist as well. But Again, this recording is on your desktop. What we are actually trying to get to at the end, ours is going to look different to hers, but this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to have words and pictures all in our boxes for all of the molecules. But ours is not going to look like hers. But that's what we're trying for. Okay? All righty. All right. Yes. Yes, yes. And
There are 4 macromolecules. They are
whoops.
carbs, lipids.
Okay. So this was the summary, and we're going to get to, because we haven't done nucleic acids yet, but we'll get back to it. All right. Any questions before we go, other than you think this class is hard? No questions, no questions. Everybody's good. All right. So again, once class is over, I will add the lesson to the playlist. So again, you can watch all this confusion all over again. And, but this video is already on your playlist. So when you click class recordings, you'll see all of that there. And you can take your time over the weekend and tweak your box and add words from the video to your box. We are going to take the words from the video for nucleic acids. She didn't talk about water, so we're going to make up our own conversation about water, but we are going to add water molecules to the chart. Okay? All right. All right. Sorry if I give you a headache today. It's Friday. You get to rest tomorrow. You have a good weekend. See you later. Yes, class is over. Oh, who knew making a chart was going to stress everybody out like that?